Well, Keir Starmer probably doesn't want this getting out. Oops. Let's begin. Now, obviously, at the moment, we're in the middle of a cost of living crisis, aren't we? Even Labour apparently saying things from what I've heard that there's a £20 billion black hole or whatever it is, which has got to be paid back somehow. It just makes me wonder if that's Rishi's redundancy money. But anyway, seems like they're doing their very best to frighten people to make sure we all do our bit. So you'd think, wouldn't you, that the government would also be doing the same, but unfortunately not. I say that because according to this article, it says that Reform MP Lee Anderson has ripped into Energy Secretary Ed Miliband to shreds over a brazen £11.6 billion spend on overseas aid. So you'd think, wouldn't you, that'd be for something worthwhile? Maybe, I don't know, houses in Africa. That seems to be the common case, doesn't it? And of course, this has been going on for years, hasn't it? So you'd think, wouldn't you, they'd be able to do a little bit more than what they're doing already, presumably. However, it is not anything to do with that at all. So what's going on then? Where are they spending this money? Well, according to this, it says that the Labour government is preparing for this year's Climate Emergency Summit in November, and the meeting apparently is going to be discussing the need for more urgent action on the climate crisis. So that's right, it's not to do with any of those things. Your money, or our money, taxpayers' money, is going to be spent on the climate to, keep the planet cool and making sure that wind farms are about everywhere and all wonderful in their eyes. Things like that, which is surely going to be a massive pain in the bum for people like us who, let's face it, could actually do with that money ourselves. But they do say, don't they, that the earth is getting warmer and something must be done. But from what I've heard, in medieval times, the planet was actually 2 degrees hotter than what it is now. So surely there's some sort of circle, isn't it? And therefore, in my opinion, all this money is just, going up in smoke. We just look at Lee Anderson's tweet. He says, this is your money despite Labour telling us things are so bad. They have the nerve to do this with your money. And he's completely right, isn't he? I mean, who the hell do they think they are? But that's not it. That's not all they're doing. They have also, according to this article, offered all junior doctors a 22% pay rise over the next 2 years in a bid to end the NHS strike chaos. And while obviously, yes, that more than likely is the biggest offer they've got, and they'd be fools to not accept that, it just makes me wonder how many other companies will come up striking and saying, well, hang on a minute, we didn't get that. We're going on strike too. And therefore it'll just be one after another. It will cost us an absolute fortune. This in itself, according to this article, is set to cost taxpayers another £1 billion. So that's £12.6 billion. So therefore that's over half, maybe nearly 2/3 of this £20 billion black hole, which, remember, that in itself, from what I've heard, is in the public domain anyway, so it's not like some sort of thing they've stumbled across, eh? And under the fresh deal, it says, struck by Health Secretary Wes Streeting and the British Medical Association, junior doctors would receive a backdated increase of 4.05% for 23 to 24, alongside an existing rise of between 8.1% to 10.3%. And get this, if that isn't costing us enough, they would then be able to cash in a further hike of 6% for 24 to 25, along with a consolidated £1,000 payment, which is just crazy, isn't it, in my opinion? Surely these people are training to be doctors to help save lives. That's what they should be thinking about. And when they're obviously fully qualified doctors, they'll be on a full salary that doctors receive. But when you're training, you are going to be on less, aren't you? It does make me wonder, though, if the doctors will accept this. I mean, I'm guessing they will, because they'd have to be an idiot to turn it down. However, now that Labour got in and they are offering this 22% hike, it does make me wonder if they think, I think we can get a little bit more, because remember, they are asking apparently for rises of 35%. That's just crazy, isn't it? Apparently this ballot will be put to the BMA members with an exception, but no cast iron guarantee, it says, of passing. Well, we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? Either way, though, apparently at the minute it says strikes have cost the health service an eye-watering £3 billion. Meanwhile, nurses are expected to see backdated pay rises by an inflation-busting 5.5%, and senior doctors and dentists will get an 8% uplift. And it comes as the Chancellor warns of difficult choices as she prepares the nation for sweeping tax raids. Well, I'm not being funny, but because of this £20 billion black hole, does the government seriously think that the climate emergency, as they say, is a real good use for this £11.6 billion? And if not, then say sorry, we've got to sort ourselves out first before we can help out people overseas. And if they do think it is a good use, then maybe they should all get their heads examined, eh?